Good day, everyone, and welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I am your host, Margie Curry, and today's session today is with certified yoga instructor Becca Impello. Becca has been practicing and teaching yoga for more than 20 years. Folks, we want you to remind you that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus over and their families. AARP is committed to offering opportunities for people to stay engaged from your homes. The Mindful Movement series provides an opportunity for you to keep moving in the safety of your home. Becca.
Good morning, Margie. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Becca. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be with you as always.
We're glad to have you today. What challenging activities do you have for us today?
Well, Margie, you may remember the last time I was with you, we did a focus on the hip joint. We did a lot of movements and strengthening for the hip joint. So I thought this time we would do the shoulders. And of course, the shoulders are pretty integral to our upper back. So it's going to be kind of shoulders and upper back focus today is what we'll be doing.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. But everyone, please remember that before you begin any exercise routine that you must and you should consult with your physician to be sure it's safe to participate. Okay, Becca, let's get started on those shoulders.
All right, let's work on those shoulders. And I just want to reemphasize what Margie said. We always want you to get the most benefit out of these programs and stay safe. And that it does mean that it's a good idea to consult with your own medical professionals. And I want to just reemphasize that if you've got shoulder issues, there's still going to be a lot here that you can do. And it's okay to make some modifications or changes based on what you need. That's really the way that I approach movement, and being mindful with our movement means that you do what was best for your body. So if anything feels sharp or painful to your shoulders, you can make that movement smaller. You can stop and take a rest, or you can just flat out not do that particular thing if you don't want to. Okay, so I want you just to remember that, and I'll be giving you little tips along the way for little variations that you might make with your movements that will feel best for your shoulders. All right, so this is still yoga, so we're going to do a little bit of breathing with it before we jump into those shoulder joints. I want you just to sit in your chair. We're going to use a chair today. You may decide you want to use a wall instead of the chair for a few things later on. We'll get to that later. All right, so let's just sit tall. Take a few moments to breathe in, and I want you to take a hand up to your chest or your heart here, and I want you to take a deep breath and see if you can get a little bit of rise there. See if you can feel your own shoulders elevate and then drop as you inhale and exhale. Now, I don't want us to forget about our diaphragm and our belly either. So take your other hand onto your belly, and let's just take a few breaths here where we try to breathe into both hands. Taking a nice full breath in and out. And just notice those shoulders rise and fall as you take that deeper breath. Two more of these deep breaths. All right, now let's start with just some nice shoulder rolls. Now, I do these just about every class I teach for you here because it's just a nice fundamental movement. And of course, while we're going to focus on shoulders, that doesn't mean we're going to neglect the rest of the body. We'll be doing some things that impact our whole body as well. So as you're making these shoulder rolls, slow them down and see if you can find 4 distinct positions for your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Forward, up, back, and down. And really slow it down enough that you kind of pause at each of those positions. Forward, up towards the ears, back, and down. Let's do it 2 more times. Forward, up, back, and down. One more. Now, an integral part of our shoulder mechanics and our shoulder functioning is our shoulder blades, which are some, bones that sit on our upper back. All right. So a lot of what we'll be doing will be emphasizing those shoulder blades and getting them more mobile. All right. So now we're going to loosen up the neck, which is some gentle turns right and left. Good. Now we're going to do a couple of partial neck rolls. Next time your chin is over to one shoulder, drop it down and start to just slowly bring it across the chest. When you get to that other shoulder with your chin, pause and reverse direction. Take it down, across the chest again. Let's do that 2 more times. All right, and then bring that head back to center. Lift those hands up to the heart. We're going to pull back with a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. The elbows pull back, and then a push forward. This is still about those shoulder blades primarily, getting them to move back and down, and then getting them to move around almost towards the sides of your upper back, towards your underarms, so that we just mobilize those shoulder blades as well as we want to mobilize our upper back. Okay, so we're mobilizing the spine with a little arch as we pull and a little rounded shape as we push. Let's do 3 more of these. Pull, take a nice big breath in, exhale, push. One more. Good. Now, if those arms drop down, go ahead and circle out your wrists a few times. There will be a moment here later where we put some weight on our wrists. We'll be doing some plank position. So we want to loosen up those wrists a little bit. Circle the other direction a few times. All right. And then just shake it out. All right. Now let's just explore some movements of our arms, really working with that true shoulder joint. We're going to do it in 3 different positions. We're going to start thumbs up and just bring those arms straight ahead and as high as you're comfortable going. All right. So if those arms go all the way up by your ears, great. If they don't go quite that far because you get some pain or some limitation, just make that movement however far works for you. All right, let's do 3 more in this plane. Just thumbs leading, arms up, and slowly drop the arms down. Good. 1 more in this direction. All right, now we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to go to about a 45-degree angle, still leading with the thumbs up, and take those arms up and down. All right, so I'm not straight ahead and I'm not straight out to the side. I'm in that in-between place. Often this is a place that feels somewhat better for people's shoulders than coming straight forward or straight out to the side. So if you find that this is a better place, or maybe you move a little further, tuck that information away and you can do this plane for some of the other things that we do as well. Let's do 1 more here. All right, and then we're going to take those arms a little further out to the side. Palms face forward so the thumbs are up, and we'll sweep the arms out to the side, overhead, or maybe you're stopping at shoulder height. Maybe you're going a little bit above shoulder height, but not all the way to your head. Remember that you can vary the range that you move your arms through here. All right. 2 more of these. Now we do have 1 more movement that we're going to make in a different direction, but you won't be able to take your arms all the way overhead regardless of your, mobility for this next one. This is going to be going straight back. So reach the arms straight back and then let them drop back to your sides. All right, try to keep your chest up tall. We don't want to lean forward. And it's okay if those arms get a little wider as you go back. That may be what naturally happens. Let's do 3 more. Reaching back, that shoulder extension. We're running through our all of our motions that the shoulder has first, okay? And then we'll move into some strengthening activities. All right, now our next set of motions is rotation. So take the hands out to the side with the elbows bent, and we're gonna bring one hand behind the head and one hand behind the lower back, and then come back out. And then do that the other way. This rotates our shoulder joints. They go a different direction at the upper arm and the lower arm. One's rotating out, one's rotating inward. All right, so again, you're just seeing how far back can you get there. Maybe you stay right at the head, right there at the waist or the low back. Maybe you come a little further towards the middle of your spine, okay? Again, we're not moving into pain. Last two. Last one. All right, take those arms down. Let's just roll those shoulders again. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. All right, so you're going to be able to use this chair both for balance support as needed, as well as we'll use it as a prop for some of our movements. So let's start with getting that seat of the chair where we can place our hands down in it. And we're just going to do something for the whole body here before we focus back in on the shoulders. I want you to round your back and then flatten it out. This is cat-cow in yoga is what we call it. You could actually do this down on the floor in hands and knees, and you do always have that option to be down on the floor if you'd like. So your tail tucks as you round, and then you try to untuck your tail, and it may help to bend your knees at that point. Good. Let's do about 3 more. Loosen up that spine, lower back, middle back. One more. All right, good. Now step the left foot forward and the right foot back. So we're coming into a lunge position. And see if you can come up on your fingertips. It's also possible to come all the way off of the chair if you feel secure enough in letting go. Okay, so you got that option. Keep a hand on the chair or come up. And we're going to do some pulling. Pull one elbow back and then bring it back to the chair, or maybe hands at the heart. Pull the other elbow back and then bring it back to center. Let's do that again. Pull back. You can let your torso, your chest twist a little bit. Good. One more each side. Pull. Good. And then bring those hands down in the chair to help you transition. Step in. And let's go the other way. Bring that left leg back, the right leg towards the chair. Good, get those legs set, get sturdy with those. Same rules apply here. You can keep the hands down on the seat of the chair, or you can raise up. We're gonna pull and then come back to center. So there's a little twist here happening as well. And it's helping us to mobilize that upper back, shoulder blades, and strengthen the backs of our shoulders. Good. One more each side. Pull. Pull. And then let's come back, hands in the seat of the chair. I want you to step both legs back now, coming into a downward facing dog. And again, this one could be done on the floor, or you also have the option to move it to the wall. So if you need a little less intensity, wall. If you'd like a little more, go down to the floor. You want to stay right here in the middle with me, stay on your chair. Now give your knees, legs a little shifting. Let one knee bend and then the other. Shift those hips side to side a bit. Good. All right, now we're coming into that plank that I promised. So we shift the body weight forward, get it into a nice straight line. Push nice and firmly with those arms so that you're pushing the chair away from your chest. This one can be done on the wall. So if you need a little less intensity or less pressure on your wrist, do this at the wall. You could also do it down on the floor if you want a little more intensity. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. And then go ahead and press it back into that downward dog, or you can feel free to stand up and take a break right there if you'd rather. This downward dog is a great stretch for our shoulders. We're coming in to do that plank again. Shift it forward. Another option if you're on the chair is to turn your hands out and hold the sides of the chair. That may feel different, better on your wrist or your shoulder, so you could give it a try. Remember, you might also be choosing to be on the wall or the floor here. All right, so push that chair away from your chest. Push that wall or floor away from your chest. 2 more breaths. This is a whole body exercise. You may be thinking, this is my shoulders, this is my belly or my back or even my legs. All right, and then push back again, taking that downward facing dog stretch. All right, and then walk it all the way in. Let's go ahead and stand up. All right, now I'm going to turn the chair around just so that I can use the top of the chair if I need it for balance. Okay, you could also use any other piece of furniture or maybe just be close to a wall. All right, we're going to step out wide. You're going to turn the leg that's farther away from your chair if you're using it. Turn those toes in and then turn the other toes and knee towards that chair. All right, so we're going into a warrior 2 stance. All right, with that front knee bent. You can hold on to the chair and do one arm, or you can do this exercise with both arms, okay? This is a great one for the rotator cuff. All right, so you're going to reach out that one arm or both arms and make a fist, okay? You want to create a little bit of tension, a little bit of muscle engagement. So make a tight fist, okay? Like you're gripping something, and really reach out like you're trying to make your arm or arms nice and long. And then you're going to make a slow spiral, okay? So it's a circle. It starts small, but slowly get bigger. Make that circle bigger and bigger. You can stop making it bigger at any point that you feel like is enough for you. So don't want any shoulder pain. All right. And the arm is probably not going to get all the way up towards your ears. Now, we got that big circle going. We're going to make it smaller again. So slow it down. Make it smaller. Make it smaller. Make it smaller. And then open up those fists and spread out the fingers. And take that front hand either down to your chair or down to your thigh. Turn the palm up on that back arm, and let's take a little stretch over. Remember, you could be on the chair, you could be up high, or you could be down low. And then let's bring it back up. Straighten that knee and step it together. You can simply turn around in your space, make it easy for you. I'm going to flip my chair so I can keep facing the camera. We're going to just simply do that on the other side. So turn the toes, turn the other knee and toe towards the chair or the wall. Bend that knee, come into your warrior 2. So remember, you can do one arm at a time. That's great if you want to hold on. You can do both arms if you want. Okay, so same thing. Get up nice and tall in the chest, strong legs. Make that fist and reach out and start making that circle. And it's really a spiral, right? Because it's a small circle that's gradually getting bigger and bigger. But you're deciding how big is big enough for you, right? Those arms engaged the whole time. And when you've made that circle as big as you think you want to make it, keep on circling, but go smaller and smaller and smaller. And then stop and unfurl those fists and spread out the fingers. All right, we're bringing the hand down onto the thigh, knee, or the chair, and sweeping that other arm up as we lean a little bit into it. Take a stretch through the side body. Good. And then come on back up. Turn those feet and step it in. Just pause for a moment. Check in with how you're feeling through those shoulders and through the neck as well. All right. Now, again, you might use that chair for some support. You can have it nearby. You can have it in front of you. And just step the left foot forward and the right foot back. But this time, we're going to keep that front knee straight. All right. Now, you're going to have some choices about the arm position that you take. Okay. Remember what we did? Forward, 45 degrees, and out to the side. You're going to pick one of those, or maybe you're going to cycle through all three of them. Right. So we're going to take it forward and reach those arms. Do one arm at a time if you feel like you need to hold on to your chair. And then come back up. And then this next time, I'm going to go out to that 45-degree angle and then come back up. And then this third time, I'm going to go out all the way to the sides and come back. All right, we're going to go again. You can pick one of these that works better for you, or you can cycle through 2 or 3 of them. Reach out, fold forward. If the folding forward isn't working for you, stay up tall. Do the arm motion without leaning forward. All right, one more time, cycling through, reach. This is also working our legs and our back, which you may be noticing. And one more. And then hands on the top of that chair. Just want you to step back, push the hips back, allow the arms to stretch out. Good. And then we'll do the other leg. So step the other foot forward. You have that staggered stance, straight knees. Again, one arm. If you need to hold on to the chair, want to hold on to the chair, or both arms, okay? And you can play around with those 3 different positions. Lean forward, reach. Do again. Now I'm doing about 6 rounds. It's okay if you do less, especially since this is the second side and maybe your shoulders are getting a little tired. Good, strong legs. Move slow. Good control. And one more round, or feel free to stop and go ahead and stretch back into that downward dog with the hands on the top of the chair. That's where we're going next. Good. All right, hands on the top of the chair. Step back, reach back. Good. All right. Now, I want you to either use the top of the chair if that feels sturdy, or you can flip around and use the bottom of the chair. You can also go over to a wall. Okay. And we're going to make sure your chair is sturdy. And we're just doing a little dip, a little push up. Okay. So where I am right now on the top of my chair is not quite as hard as being down on the seat of the chair. You could go all the way down to the floor, of course, and that would be the most challenge. You could also do them on the wall, and that'd be a little less than what I'm doing here. I'm going to do 3 more. Last one. Lock it in. Stand up and roll those shoulders back. All right, we got just one more to do in standing, and then we're going to sit back down and stretch those shoulders out really well. All right, now this one is to strengthen the backs of our shoulders. And reaching back behind us is not something we do all that often in our fitness things, unless you've got a really good trainer balancing that out. But in yoga, especially, we do a lot of pushing. We do a lot of reaching the arms forward and up, and we don't do as much of that reaching back. So we're going to use our imagination here. I want you to imagine that you've got a beach ball behind your back. Okay, bring your hands back there, palms facing each other, stand up tall. And I want you to imagine that you're squeezing that beach ball. Try to bring your hands closer together and then release them out. Stand up tall, bring those hands toward each other, squeeze the imaginary beach ball behind your back, and then release. Squeeze those arms, get them as far back as you can, and you try to bring them towards one another. Last 3 of these. Squeeze back. This is also great for opening up the chest, helping with that posture, standing nice and tall. One more. All right, shake it out. All right, like I promised, we're going to sit down now, focus more on stretching out those shoulders. So take a seat. You can sit on the floor or sit in your chair. Take one arm across the chest. You use the other hand right there near the elbow to give it a little help, a little pull across. Let your breath settle back down. Now, you might like to play around with tilting your head in this position as well. Just both directions is fine. Just to mobilize the neck while you're mobilizing that shoulder blade. They're connected, of course. All right, now same arm, bring it forward with the palm up, bend that elbow and start to pat yourself on the shoulder or on the upper back. See if you can use your other hand to help push that arm up a bit. All right, you might stay here with that helping hand in front, or you might feel like you can get a little better positioning by bringing that helping hand over the top of your head. This stretches our triceps, which we used in those planks and push-ups, and even with that squeeze of the beach ball behind our back. All right, release, let this arm come all the way down. Feel that blood flow into it. I always love that sensation. And then the other arm comes across. Remember, you're using your helping hand to push that arm across. Get a good stretch there. Try not to crowd my microphone. Maybe tilt the head a little, side to side. See how that feels. Good. Now we'll bring that same arm that we were just stretching in front, palm up, bend the elbow, touch that upper back. Use the helping hand to give it a little lift. Maybe stay right here in front. Maybe come over the top of your head with it. Good. And then release it. Let those arms come down. Sit towards the front of your chair if possible. See if you can reach your arms back and find something to hold on to. Hold on to the sides of your chair back. Hold on maybe to the seat if your arms are long enough to grab there. Okay. And roll those shoulders back. And get that chest to lift. And then you're going to do sort of a partial turn. You really won't have room to go very far, but just sort of turn your chest towards one side a little bit. Your head can follow. Turn the other way. This is just going to mobilize that chest in front of the shoulders a little bit more. Good. And then back to center. Drop those arms and shake them out there. All right, one last little stretch. It involves both arms at the same time. Reach the arms out. Give yourself a nice big hug. So wrap those arms across the chest. Work them as far back behind your upper back as you can. See if you can drop those elbows down. Maybe drop your head down. Now notice which arm is on top as you pick your head and your chest back up and spread out. Big breath in. Wrap those arms again with the other arm on top. Again, you can drop the elbows a little bit, maybe drop the head. And then lift that head and chest. Spread those arms out one more time. And then let them drop into your lap. All right, feel free to scoot back if you want a little more support. We're just going to finish up with a little bit more breathing. Let your hands just stay on your lap, palms down or palms up. Close your eyes if you'd like. I want you just right now to notice the area of your shoulders and your upper back and your arms, and just see what kind of sensation you've created, what kind of awareness you've stirred up in your own mind and body, helping you connect to this area of your body. See if you can slow your breathing down just to sort of calm down your nervous system, slow your heart rate a bit after doing some of those activities. All right, open the eyes if they're closed. Take just one more check with those shoulders, maybe a little shoulder roll or wiggle. Remember to take a moment just to be grateful for what your body can do for you. Focus on that, the things that your body can do rather than the things that maybe your body can no longer do. And that's always a great way to prioritize what's working well in your body and build off of that. And of course, we always want to thank AARP of Alabama for giving us this opportunity to practice mindful movement together. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
And thank you so very much, Becca. We enjoyed that session. Remember, folks, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them into the chat. We'd love to hear from you. And we thank you for joining us, and join us each Tuesday morning, 2:00 a.m. for Mindful Movement. Thank you so very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.